If you're having a bad day, fire up Onlive and find some of these brag clips. God bless Saints Row 2.
What's so wrong with making it 3 parts? Is nobody happy that they're getting a video only a week later? Guess that's never gonna happen again. We now move into the realm of mobile, as our next platform is tablets. Hey, Dwayne, can I borrow your iPad?
So I was able to borrow an iPad from my colleague Dain. That's not his real name. I have to admit that it wasn't easy for him to part with it.
Look, I'm not gonna steal it. It doesn't even support Flash.
First, we'll download it from the App Store. Told you about that earlier. We have our usual buy a game, make fun of Saints Row 2. You can even watch somebody play a game in the arena. But that's incredibly boring. Alright, let's start a half-hour trial of the game. That's funny, I can't play a game. Why? Wait, this is just the Onlive viewer. Safari, you better have some answers. Huh. Well, it looks like the iPad's Onlive player is stuck in approval hell.
Well, I guess I have to give this back to Dwayne now. I mean, I was gonna steal it from him, but suddenly, not very interested. Looks like we'll have to jump to the side of Google and give Android a spin. Unfortunately, I don't know anybody who owns a Droid-powered tablet. I could just run online and get the first one I see, but that feels dirty to me. I have a 4-year degree in software. Purchasing any new technology is a big step for me. On the other end, this is Dain Productions. Any electronic device that passes into this studio is bound to break or get corrupted within the first 6 months. Taking both of those into consideration, I'll get something that nobody sees coming. This is a Nook color. It's basically a dumbed-down Android tablet with a direct link to Barnes & Noble and its own flavor of applications. They're really cheap and really hackable. This one belongs to Sarah. I just installed the updates for her. This is a rooted Nook color that I bought on eBay for $150. It's been hacked and loaded with the open source operating system, Cyanogenmod 7. It's meant to impersonate Android 2.3, aka Gingerbread. Well, there's nothing illegal about installing open source software. It's not like we're stealing apps. But it will kind of, sort of, absolutely void your warranty.
With the real Onlive player downloaded, we can launch and sign in, just like the other clients. And as Batman's fist does to a groin, BAM! I'm ready to play. Now, we've gone through all this trouble to get Onlive on a tablet, but how are we gonna play on a tablet? I could see a complex game like Arkham City becoming a near nightmare to control on a touchscreen. But the kind folks at Onlive have handpicked a number of games for us to play with ensemble controls. Let's check some out. Lego Batman, why not? I just finished 2 other Batman games. And now that I know everything about Batman, I can really appreciate its transition into Lego. Ah, the Tim Burton Batman theme. Good to know that we won't find Bruce Wayne pouting in this game either. This is how it basically works. With the advent of multi-touch, you can drag your left thumb across this nipple for the left thumbstick, and tap the buttons on the right side of the screen for the rest of the controls. The screen seems to garble up real easy, and the latency is almost unbearable. Maybe cloud gaming isn't ready for tablets. Says the guy using a cheap hacked tablet. Let's get another one going. How about The Ball? I read about this one. It's got a gravity gun and a gravity boulder. It's also a first-person game. Does that mean I get 2? I sure do. It's almost like being with a real girl. I really like the idea of The Ball. Not too sure about the gameplay. Really struggling with the dual nip sticks. Let's try something else. Ah, Dirt 3, the game that everyone with a tablet, the Onlive client, and a camera plays to show you that it is truly cloud gaming. I'll join in. As you can clearly see, this is beyond the Nook color's processing power, and this is a spiritual example of why the PlayStation appeared to be more powerful than the Nintendo 64. Yeah, I'm bringing back that outdated argument. Not that this has much to do with the cloud, but no matter how clearly I explain things, someone always remains clueless. Look, your 3D Blu-ray player doesn't render the Pixar movie. That was done beforehand. Racing should be an easier genre to play because all you have to do is slide the accelerator up all the way and steer until you reach a corner. Forget it, I can't do this. No disrespect to the Onlive mobile team, I hope they got paid a truckload of money, but I need tactile response. You know, like an actual controller. Actually, in the promotional videos, those models were using controllers. So all I have to do is hook up the controller to the Nook. Alright. But... how? Hold the controller as close as you want to your device. It's not gonna work. The Onlive controller has its own band of wireless. It's impossible to connect. The Onlive controller can only be used with the Onlive microconsole. That is, unless you buy the newer universal controller. It's an Onlive controller that communicates through Bluetooth, so you can use it with anything. Something crossed my mind while I was waiting for this thing to be delivered. The Nook Color, a simple e-reader, probably wasn't built with a Bluetooth chip. Why would it have one? It's a short-lived concern because the nerds at Cyanogenmod hacked the wireless signal to impersonate Bluetooth. Alright, let's hook up this son of a Bluetooth. Now launch Onlive again, and... nothing. It just doesn't work. Fantastic! My search for a solution led me to OnliveFans.com. Get this. The controller only works with Android 4.0, aka Ice Cream Sandwich. How they come up with these names? Well, this Nook Color was shipped to me with Cyanogenmod 7. I could download Cyanogenmod 9, the ice cream sandwich equivalent, and install it. I think I could handle that.
You know, I once put Windows 7 on a computer that was only certified for Windows Vista. What? I'm crazy like that!
And here we have it. Cyanogenmod 9. Where's the Android market? With the market nowhere to be found, and for some reason the inability to install an APK file from the SD card, I looked into something called the Android Debug Bridge. With the bridge, you can install programs onto a tablet from a Windows or Mac computer. In trying this, I installed so many software development kits, I now think I'm a Google employee. But I grew tired of waiting and eventually just downloaded the Onlive installer from a free file sharing website on the Nook, obviously not mega uploads, and proceeded from there. Kinda hard to play like this. There's gotta be an easier way. Ah, that's much better. Connect, launch, and success! The Nook is receiving the commands and Onlive is reacting. Now we can actually play Arkham City. I can fight, I can run, I can use the Bat Claw. I can use the Bat Claw? The right button doesn't work. You know what? I'm done.
Well, I've proved to myself that you can play Onlive on a tablet, and for that, I'm happy. Phone? Yeah, this isn't gonna work. Hey Josh, can I borrow Jessica's phone?
Speaking for real, Onlive on an Android phone. It works. Speaking generally about tablets, I feel that they're useless to me. And that's why it's heartbreaking when I realize how much money I've spent on this video series. As lame as it may sound, Windows 7 is still the most thrifty operating system for what I do. And it can be portable too. Oh, but Storm, with a tablet you can play Angry Birds. Guys, I was playing Angry Birds back in 2008. Back then we called it Boom Blocks. Additionally, I'm still very attached to the idea of having a disk tray for my computers. When we get to the point of editing HD video on a tablet, I'll return to the subject. Until then, I'll use it to play games with Onlive while I'm waiting at the airport. And when it logs me out because of low bandwidth, I'll just walk over to that Dark Knight game.